Today we're going to be going over oxygen tank storage and usage. So when you have an oxygen tank, they need to be stored in an upright, secured position, like in this oxygen cart here. You may also receive an oxygen rack, which you can store it in upright as well. If you don't have a rack or a cart, the tanks can be stored on their side, but make sure they're not in a space where something can fall on top of them. That's either on their side or stored upright. Make sure there's nothing that can fall on top of them. Another storage tip with these is never store them up high where they can fall down and injure somebody or do something like that. Also store them in a well-ventilated area where there's a lot of good amount of airflow. Also keep them away from any open flames or in areas above 130 degrees temperature. To use the oxygen tank, we're going to first peel off the plastic blue piece there. And then we're going to line up the two pins in the regulator with the two holes in the tank. The regulator will slide over the top. You'll see the pins slide into the holes. And tighten it just like that. You don't need to tighten it too much, just hand tighten there. Now we're ready to start the oxygen flow. To open the valve here, we're going to turn it counterclockwise. You'll hear a faint pop and the regulator will now say full. That tells you that this tank is full. Once that's done, we're ready to turn our liter flow to the prescribed rate. You'll then take your oxygen cannula and plug that into the nozzle there. Once you're done and you're done using your oxygen tank, you're going to close this valve by turning it clockwise. Once you see the valve close, you see this gauge drop much more rapidly. That's telling you that we're letting all of the oxygen out of the regulator. Once it's to zero, we're going to turn the regulator back to zero. The tank is now shut off completely. Make sure when you're storing any oxygen tank that you turn off the flow of oxygen when it's in storage. Once this gauge reads zero, you can now remove the regulator and switch to a new tank if needed. You would unscrew the T-bolt, let it out, and the regulator will come off.